Hello and welcome back to our Vlandian Night. A lot has happened. Well, actually, maybe not so much has happened, but Botania has made peace with us, which is actually fantastic. I'm now at Epicrotia as well because I have seen your comments. Don't worry, I have definitely seen them, and that means that we're going to be selling a bunch of our cheaper goods to offload a number of things that are basically not really giving us that much money, and also taking up much more in terms of weight. So that is really going to help us out to move faster and to be able to carry more stuff in the future. So we're almost bankrupting them. There we go. Okay, so let me just see. Do they have any hardwood? Yes, they do have a little bit of it. I would like to take more horses if at all possible. Generally, anytime I can get my hands on a horse, that's going to be great because that will just give me enough carry capacity. As you can see, I increased my carry capacity by like 2,000 there or something like that, which was pretty good. And it's also going to, of course, provide a horse to a footman or an archer or something like that that does not currently have a horse in our army. So we'll be able to move even faster on the world map, which is great for running away and various other hilarious things that will no doubt befall us quite quickly. Anyway, so now that we have made peace... Oh, what's going on here, actually? Anyway, now that we've made peace with the Botanians, I was actually going to say that we're going to go and attack the Khuzait. It seems like the Khuzait are actually here, amusingly enough. They have a very large army by the looks of things. Oh, they only have 500. Wait a minute. Hello there. Oh, dear. Okay, yes, that's probably not going to work out too well for us. As you can quite clearly tell, they have about 50 heavy lancers, and they're probably going to be having a whole bunch of other kinds of rather deadly units, and I'm not entirely sure if I really want to be fighting those right now. They do have elites as well in terms of quite a few Empire ones, so those guys are certainly someone that I don't really want to mess with, but I don't really want the Khuzait to sort of eat into our territory here. I would love to be able to maybe take Ortisia. Ortisia is basically a perfect target for us, so we might want to go down to Aserai territory and see what we can do there. But shall we see what they decide? Are they do they think that they can? They're defending Takor Castle. That is actually amusing because I think we're taking that, aren't we? No, no, someone else is taking that. That's the Northern Empire, I believe. Okay, so if they're defending Takor Castle, I will let them go past, and then we will just go over to this castle right here and just take it. Look, there's only 114 defenders here, which is just absolutely insane. And if we can take this in a short amount of time, I will be very, very pleased indeed, because then we will be able to... Actually, I could probably auto-resolve this. What do you think? I'm going to auto-resolve. We're probably going to lose quite a few units, are we? We might not. It depends. Our medicinal skill is pretty good. Let's just skip to the end. Okay, 27. That's fine. I personally think that that is perfectly fine. Losing 27 units. We did take a huge amount of wounded, but that is not a problem because we're going to be able to get them back on their feet in no time at all. So let's have a look here. I don't think I actually have any prisoners at the moment. Yeah, I don't. Perfect. That means I'll be able to take these with us, and then I can potentially... sell them and recruit them and so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to be claiming this, and then I'll give it to whoever hates us the most. That seems like such a counterintuitive thing to do, right? You know, you give a fief to someone that hates you and is more likely to backstab you than help you in combat. Yeah, that does seem a little bit counterintuitive, but, well, we need to kind of schmooze with them a little bit and kind of get them liking us a little more so that they don't end up backstabbing us. Anyway, I think I might have actually gained a trait. Did I gain a trait? Or maybe it's just a whole bunch of people in my army that have, you know, companions and so on. It seems like companions just gained a couple of traits right there. And we're also going to be upgrading our forces here too. How many? Oh, 33. Nice. And we even get to recruit a couple of prisoners. Okay, hello there. Nadia from the Western Empire. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to catch up to her, to be honest. It's highly unlikely. 4.8. I'm moving at 4.1. Never going to catch her. Not in a million years. Used to be much easier to catch people in Warband. But even then, it was quite harsh. Okay, so the Crusade is actually proposing peace with us. I will accept this because I'm not actually on my way to take anything from the Crusade, and I've just taken back the castle that they took. So we are in a great position right there. Oh. Oh, he says he's in a great position until he comes across, well, this. That is, in my opinion, enormous, and I think it probably needs to go away. I can't even believe that they are fielding such a large army, to be honest. I feel like this should be illegal. This literally should be illegal right now. I think it is a bit too much. I'm obviously joking. They can field however many they want, but it is very strong, isn't it? They are going to be moving extremely slowly, though. Oh, hello. Whoa, look at the super spy. What? They're moving super fast out of the army. That is crazy. I always feel like vassals that leave armies get some kind of speed boost when they go out of it, and it seems like they can basically catch anyone they want at that point, which is pretty crazy in itself. Okay, so the army has completely disbanded, which is perfect. Obviously, these kinds of things do not last long, you know. Large armies really not going to be that viable in the grand scheme of things. You know, they're really going to, you know, suffer heavily from food supply shortages, cohesion decay, and so on. So we shouldn't have to worry too much about that. Hello? Hello, sir. I would like to murder you, please. I think I might be able to. He doesn't have any... oh, he has heavy cavalry. He does have some heavy cavalry, but nothing too dramatic. And he is... Oh, they're splitting off. Fantastic. All right. I would love to speak to Tyus. If I could speak to Tyus, then I am going to be in a really great position, because that means that I might be able to persuade him to join us. I think he is indeed a clan leader. And if we can make that work, we will be in a great position. Let's hope that they can't go down there. Can they? No, I think they're blocked. Wait a minute. This is a weird angle for me. Okay, there we go. Let's get him. Get him. Yeah, there we go. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's actually just take a quick look. Yes, he is indeed the leader, as I remembered correctly for once. Fantastic. Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger? Don't try it, Anakin. I have the high ground. Yes, okay, well, anyway, let's have a look. Ooh, do I have the high ground, though? I'm not entirely sure. Critical success is a good start, but we know that that can go really badly very, very soon. But it seems like Bruce is actually really good at what he does when it comes to persuading people. And he joined us. He joined us for free. What? Okay, I am very surprised. He only has one relation with us. He only has one relation. Wait a minute. I shouldn't even bother granting him a fief. There's no point. There's no point. He already has fiefs. He's brought us a whole bunch of territory. Look at this. What did he bring us? Hubya. Look at that. And Sahel Castle. Both of these were his fiefs in the Aserai, and now they are ours. Fantastic. Okay. I am very much looking forward to seeing what else we can do here. Aura is obviously not a clan leader, but she is a part of a clan that we could potentially capitalize on if we can increase our relation with them, but well, we'll see. Anyway, let's go over to our clan screen real quick, because I do, yeah, by the way, the Karakurgic clan left us. By the way, I think they had 0 fiefs, so it makes sense that they did. And I think I'm going to be giving that castle that I just took to Aldrich, because he has one relation with us. I think most other people are doing pretty well in terms of relation with us at the moment. Tyus obviously is, I mean, he's not really doing fine in terms of relation, but I could just give him a little bit of influence. As you can see, I can just give him some influence, and that maybe makes a little bit of a difference to him. But I just want to make sure that every single person is above 0. You know, as long as they do not go below 0, I think we are relatively fine. 14, 34. I think everyone is looking pretty good with the exception of Aldrich's clan. Oh, Vatar. Okay, so yeah, we're going to be giving you Gersagoth Castle then, sir. There you are. Everyone else is going to start hating me now, and no doubt Tyus also, and as well as Aldrich, are going to now go below 0. So if we do gain some extra fiefs from some place or another, then it would be a good idea to give those to them. So let's keep that in mind. Thamza, let's have a look at you, sir. I don't know who you are. No offense. Soruk is your clan leader. It would actually be good for me to do battle with him, if at all possible. He's moving at 3.4, we're moving at 2.9 through the trees. It's never going to work. I'm never going to be able to catch up to this guy. Morticia has 1,000 units. However, I could... Nope, never mind. I couldn't. I was going to say, I could potentially try to persuade the guy that owns it to join us, but Unkid is, of course, the leader of the Aserai, so that is never going to work. Somewhat unfortunate, but well, never mind. Can't really do much about it. Okay, so this guy is moving here. He's moving there. Okay, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. I think we can... Oh, this castle is super easy to take. All right. Oh, it's actually being taken. Look at that. It's actually being taken by Mr. Cervic. Ooh, he's doing a good job. Thank you. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to run some interference then, I suppose. I'm going to support him as much as I can. Oh, these guys are kind of weird because they chase me and then they're like, oh, no, I didn't actually mean it. And then they run away. So it's kind of strange. But I'm very much hoping that they'll be able to capture this relatively soon. Really wish I was much faster. Let me actually just see what the main problem is. It's because of the footmen, isn't it? Yes, it's because I don't have enough horses. So I'm thinking we're probably going to try and get some horses. Some additional ones, that is. And I would like a big army to come along, actually, so that we can do battle with Mr. Cervic with us. Get him. Get them. No, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. But there you go. We actually took this, which is fantastic. So that is really, really good. And now I have to be a bit careful about Hubyar and Sahel Castle actually being taken too. We need to be a bit careful of that. We really do not want them to get taken at any point, because that is going to significantly reduce the disruption in the area, and it's going to make things much easier for enemies to just move around and do whatever they want to do. All right, so let's, who are we going to give this to? Apparently we want to give this to this guy. Personally, I don't want to, because he might very well end up leaving our faction. I think they can, but he has 67 relations, so I think it's probably not possible for him to leave. So I'm going to give it to Mantios. What? Why would I... I disavowed peerage. What? Okay. What? Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised. Okay, I have to give it to this guy. Not entirely sure why that is. I thought peerage was the policy that actually gave me the influence penalty, shall we say, for disagreeing with the majority. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like that is kind of weird. I'm not entirely sure how that is happening. Let me have a look. No. There are no other policies that actually have that as an effect. So I'm very surprised. I actually have no clue why that is. I think that is kind of strange, because peerage, as you can quite clearly tell, for kingdom decisions, tier 4 plus clan choices have double effect. In other words, giving a fief to a guy, or enacting a policy or something along those lines, and the influence cost of the ruler overriding the popular decision outcome is doubled. So it's going to make it much, much harder for someone to, someone that's the leader of a faction to be able to overrule things. However, I have already disavowed this, and still I had to pay 1,000? It seems like that's changed. It seems like that might have changed. So, okay. Because the influence cost before, I think, was not actually that significant. So maybe the developers have just changed the base influence cost of everyone voting for specific people and so on and so forth. And that is the thing that is actually making all the difference in these kinds of situations, which is it's disappointing. I've got to say, it's disappointing because that means that I have no counterplay. Basically, I have no counterplay between me and some other random person. So it's kind of hard to make anything work now, basically, which is really weird because I saved up all of that influence to disavow peerage, and then now I've disavowed it. It really made no difference whatsoever in the end, which I gotta say is sad. I feel like that's kind of, oh well, never mind. I guess I can't really do much about it, I guess. But well, okay. So yeah, I guess we're just going to have to save up our influence as much as we possibly can. Technically, I could get this guy to join us, but I'm gonna have to give him so much money that it is basically pointless. As you can see, I can give him all my goods in my inventory right here, and then he's going to potentially join us alongside a whole bunch of money. So I'm not going to do that, unfortunately. Vishorki is always such an imbecile, isn't he? I'm just going to auto-resolve this as well. This is going to be a super quick fight, and we'll probably try to let him go as well, just in case it might be the influence. Oh. I don't know why that happens as well. Not entirely sure why I always select myself all the time. He hates my guts. No wonder. Yes, no wonder he's not joining us. He really doesn't like us one bit. Anyway, let's take those prisoners. And then we'll see if I can maybe call for an army to come and join us down here. We might be able to... this is perfect. Okay, I will try to take this castle over here. I think that sounds like a good plan, because if we can take this, maybe draw out an army, maybe distract an army that is on the offensive instead. As you can see, Takor Castle is actually now under siege by the Crusade, which is perfectly fine with me. I really don't have a problem with that, because the Northern Empire and the Crusade fighting each other, that just makes us stronger, doesn't it? Yes, it just makes us stronger, which is perfect. Okay, so there's a bit of a problem here at this particular castle. I don't know whether you can notice it. Yes, 67,000 HP in the walls. It's definitely going to make things a bit uncomfortable. But we'll see what happens. Thankfully, they only have 2 catapults currently up and running. I'm actually wondering whether it's a better idea for me to let... hello. Yes, I was going to say, I actually wonder whether it's a better idea for me to just let my trebuchet attack when they have limited amounts of defensive equipment up, but now it's not really making any difference because these guys are coming to defend the castle. So I'm going to leave the siege, and we are going to make a little bit more of a look at their composition, because we need to try and determine whether we can win this. So let me actually just make sure that all my forces are okay. I think I might have gained another trait. Did I? No, almost, but, well, as we see, we've already gotten everything in the charm tree. Well, a rather weird turn of events right here. I was actually not thinking that they would be running from me, but they are indeed running from me, and I'm not entirely sure why that is. I personally feel like it would have been a pretty even battle, but they decided to run away for a pretty significant amount of time, and it's strange. Because their composition is actually good. I took a look at it again, and their composition is fine. It's not the best by any means, of course, because they actually do not have a huge amount of horse archers as far as I can tell. Maybe they were a little bit further down in the list, and as a result I wasn't able to accurately see that. But I suppose we'll see what happens. I'm just going to put my infantry into a shield wall right there. My archers will come over here, put them into loose formation. I've already done that, of course. And we'll get... Ooh, we've got 26 horse archers. Nice. Okay, I like that. That is a nice change. Usually we don't have too many of those guys. So this is going to be very cool to see. And we're right up against the wall here, as you can tell. Okay, so let me see. Guess I'm going to have to tell my cavalry to charge in, tell my horse archers to charge in as well. Maybe we can counterattack against the enemy. Ooh, these guys are all horse archers, are they? There's a lot of arrows streaming our way, which is really not very nice. Okay, this is going to be pretty bad, I think. I got to be a bit careful here. We have to be careful in general. I do not want to die. That's obviously rule number 1. Do not die in this situation. Let's get my people to come back now. We're going to be really strategic about this, really tactical. We're going to try and maximize the amount of people that end up living and surviving this battle in comparison to, you know, times before where I would basically just run the cavalry into the opponent when they are following me. That's not a good idea. It is not a good idea to do that. So we're going to try and keep an eye on my actions and make sure that I'm actually doing things appropriately. So let's see whether the enemy's cavalry actually wants to charge at us again. Alright, so it looks like we're finally getting into the action here. The AI has been very stubborn. And I'm talking about extremely stubborn. They literally did not move for, let me see now, 10 minutes. Yes, actually 10 minutes. They did not do anything for that entire time, which is kind of crazy. I didn't think that Bannerlord AI was that stubborn, technically. I mean, I thought that Warband AI was stubborn in some mods and things, but Bannerlord AI, no. I thought they were pretty strategic and things like that. And I suppose they are trying to be strategic here as well, but obviously, how much strategy can you really employ if you're just going to stand at the other side of the battlefield and then get murdered? I mean, just look at this. They're absolutely getting slaughtered where they stand. And I actually have no idea why this is, to be honest. I think it is probably just due to the fact that we have so many good archers, and they are really doing a massive amount of damage. Just look at the damage that is currently being dealt here. Let's tell my cavalry and horse archers to charge in. I think I already told them to do that, but let's just make sure that they actually continue to do that, of course. And we'll just run around and do a little bit of disrupting and try to assist our infantry a little bit here and there. And anytime we can pick off an archer, oh, look at that. They're so accurate, aren't they? They are just so incredibly accurate. My horse is now gone, which is absolutely fine. Not a problem there. As long as I don't get shot by more horse archers. Thank you very much. Oh, yes, here we go. I'm going to get Swiss cheesed. What do you bet? I wish I had the ability to call another horse. That would be cool. I don't think I have the option to do that. H? No, H doesn't do the whistle. Doesn't do the whistle. In some mods, H, in Warband at least, would call for a horse. I'm not entirely sure if it would call another horse or if it would call your own horse. It would probably be your own horse, obviously, but you know, if your own horse dies, I wonder whether you can like spawn another copy of your mount into the battlefield. That would actually be kind of cool, but obviously unrealistic. Very, very unrealistic indeed. However, I suppose you could explain it away by basically saying, well, some of your men went to, you know, the horse master in the war camp or whatever it may be, and basically got another horse for their liege and then sent it on its way. Who knows? Maybe that's an explanation for it, if you want to have a realistic explanation. Anyway, I believe this is indeed a victory for us. A very decisive one. I'm actually really surprised, as I say. I'm really surprised about this because while we do slightly edge them out in terms of combat strength, we are, I think, just a little bit over the halfway mark in terms of our combat strength. And I didn't think this would be that easy. I really didn't. But I suppose that it was purely for the fact that, as I said before, our archers are very powerful and they had superior positioning. And it's actually kind of strange. That's the reason why I'm really kind of confused about what the AI was doing, because in the grand scheme of things, if they had decided to move forward themselves and get into strategic positions before I was able to, they would have probably murdered us in every single way. So it's a bit of a strange course of action for them to take, but whatever the case, there you go. A lovely amount of influence and renown for us. We're going to need all the influence we can get by the looks of things. And we've also increased our relation by 38. Okay. That's great. That is wonderful. So that means we no longer have to worry about him ever And Aldrich is the one that we need to worry about. So we're just going to be continuing to let people go, continuing to get their relation up. This guy can actually join us as well, by the way. Ialus, I believe, can join us. And I would very much like to have that happen. So we'll see if we can make it happen in the future. And we'll take some more loot. Oh, yes, give me all that wonderful, wonderful loot. It is going to give us so much money. It really will. All right, so let's take a look at our traits here real quick. I think it's probably just companions that are leveling up and everything. I don't think that Bruce is actually going to be getting anything to sort of help him out there. So yeah, it's he's gotten to that point where he's just going to take way too long to level up now. So yeah, it's bit of a shame. I actually want to go to my inventory, but I went to the character screen by mistake. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to check out the new people. I believe this guy. Yes, there we go. You will get locked. We do not want him to have a horse. And where's the other guy? The other guy is also an Aserai archer, and we don't want him to have a horse either if we can help it. Because as I've so far seen, I feel like having a small contingent of horse archers is probably a good way to go. But on the whole, I would like to have a lot of archers that are on foot, because they're more than likely going to be much more useful in the long run. And I found the guy and locked his mount. Okay, so that's great. Now we can tell everyone to equip stuff. And everyone is looking nice. Oh yes, that is great. Yeah, I feel like the auto-equip mod is pretty much a lifesaver for this, because can you imagine going through your entire inventory and literally equipping every single one of your companions individually? That's going to be super, super tedious and very hard to do. Ooh, now the Aserai are exhausted. I'm not entirely sure what we should do here. With the newfound knowledge that the Northern Empire and the Khuzait have declared peace with each other, that means that one of them might very well decide to attack us as well. It's kind of a shame that when these pop-ups come up, I'm unable to actually analyze the situation by going to our diplomacy screen. I'm clicking right now and it makes no difference whatsoever. So that's really kind of unfortunate. But I guess you're kind of expected to make a spur-of-the-moment decision on the information that you have at the hand straight away. So I'm gonna decline it. I'm gonna say yes to the Southern Empire. There we go. Going to say yes to the Southern Empire because, in my opinion, that makes sense. Because now, look at how things have changed. We're actually only at war with the Aserai and the Western Empire, but the Western Empire are really nothing to worry about, as you can quite clearly tell. They only have one fief that is large, at least, and I don't even know whether they have any castles. I think they have none, so that's pretty impressive. And I'm actually wondering, did I lose something right here? Or no, I didn't lose anything. Okay, phew. I thought that Pen Cannock had actually changed hands, but I always get mixed up between Pen Cannock and Caer Banseth for some reason. I don't know why that is, but anyway, thankfully that did not change hands, because I was wondering whether someone defected or something along those lines, but thankfully they didn't. So we can now, oh yes, now what we're going to do is we're going to head on to Ukba Castle, and we'll see if we can maybe try to take it. It's going to be kind of difficult in my opinion, because more than likely I was going to say Sarranids, hilariously enough. Oh, yeah, get out of here, Sarranids. No, the Aserai are most likely going to have a decent... yes, hello. There they are. There they are. Speak of the devil. Okay, hello there. What do you have? They've got some heavy cavalry, and that's pretty much it. They've got master archers, but that's pretty much all that they have. What do we have, actually? Yeah, we've got some decent stuff. I feel like we could probably do battle with them. Maybe not if they get a huge amount. Wait a minute, did we just take something? What did we take here? Gersagoth Castle. Oh, apparently that got taken somehow by the Western Empire, I assume, or something like that. Okay, so Misui is going to be getting this because, as you can no doubt tell, otherwise I'm going to have to spend... I wonder whether the peerage policy is bugged out, because it's still saying that to say no to this, I would have to spend 800 influence, which I think is a bit much. But I'm happy to give it to Misui anyway, because she is very powerful, and it's always good to, you know, make your powerful vassals even more powerful and even more unstoppable. So I guess that's decent. Anyway, Talas is probably going to be kind of annoying. Iyalas, who we've just defeated, would be good to send a messenger to. So we're going to try and do that, because he is indeed the leader of his clan, as you can see. And who knows, maybe it would be advantageous for us to try and persuade him. So we'll see if he's open to it. Alright, so we have another decision to make here, whether we are going to declare war on the Northern Empire or not. And as you can quite clearly tell, peerage does seem to actually still be in effect, unless the developers have changed it in such a way so that it basically makes it impossible, which I don't think that would be the case, personally. But it makes it impossible to basically choose whatever you want to do as the leader of your own faction. So we're going to have to say yes to declare war. And I didn't want to do this for quite obvious reasons. It doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. And we're actually going to be leaving this siege because there are a number of people coming over here, and I would like to discuss something. Yes. Ooh, we might be able to get him. We might be able to get him. If we can get Iyalas, I will be very, very pleased indeed. So let's see if we can get him for free as well. There are a number of vassals that will join you for free, and he does. There you go. Fantastic. Nice. Okay, so that means we can take a look. Let's have a look and see what he has brought us. Yes, he has indeed brought us Askar and Berehal Castle, which I am extremely pleased about. And we should probably take a look and see what who owns Sanala. Okay, Unkid owns Sanala, of course. And what about Kisira and the other one, Talas? I might be able to send a messenger to him. Iakis also needs to be inspected. Ooh, Saruk. Okay, Saruk. Let's send a messenger to you, sir. All right. So I will not take this by brute force at the moment, because this guy might very well decide to do something about that, which would be nice. Talas, is he currently in an army? Yes, he is right by the side of us here, I assume. That he is in here. Oh, that is his army, actually, hilariously enough. Okay, well, that's good to know. So hopefully we'll be able to speak to Saruk then, because maybe he's not in that army. Let's actually have a look. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we should be absolutely fine here to try and persuade this guy. And, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, come on now. Oh, 79. Oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. A 79% chance. As soon as I saw the 79% chance, I knew it was going to be a failure. But there you go. That's a very rare sight indeed to see Bruce fail a persuasion attempt. But I'm pretty happy with gaining Askar. Let's actually just take a quick look at the map so you can see what's going on here. The Crusade have expanded pretty nicely out into the north here, but I'm hopeful that maybe they'll declare war on someone else, maybe the Southern Empire or something like that, and they might decide to whittle themselves down a little bit, as they do. But anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.